And we are back, folks, with our 17 dead, yeah, I counted them. There are 17 dead synths. That is a lot of synths. That is a lot of synths. My audio's still out of sync.
How did it?
Keep moving. We'll talk later. In this pattern, you get a costume.
Getting quite annoying. This is getting really annoying. You know, like the only way I'm getting audio to work is to actually play it through my speaker system. Which means I don't have to actually worry about it, I guess, catching the audio from the game, so basically hear me speaking over the speakers, because I cannot get this thing to work the way it should. Alright. Otherwise I get horrible audio desyncing, which really makes it hard for me to stay focused. Because it'll be like 30 seconds later, I'm hearing what's showing up on the screen. It means I can't hear like a fight breaking out because by the time I hear the ghouls growling or whatever. All right.
No time for questions now. We have to keep moving.
I think I'm about to run out of a core, aren't I? I have to go down to 4 cores.
I don't think we're wrong. Found you. Appears to be nothing. Perhaps live attacking an enemy.
Ah, red and blue lasers. Knowing is half the battle. The other half is red and blue lasers.
That's the last. Yeah. I don't see the device anywhere. Fan out and check the pins for me. I may have been asking the transmitter as well.
Shock baton. Because knowing is half the battle, and the other half is red and blue lasers. G.I. Joe! A real American hero. The Institute rifle? Thermal engine prototype. Begin test fire. Bone saw is ready. Yep, fusion core removed. Paladin, please do not push me. And for those of you who are curious what perk I picked up, I grabbed, where is it? Nuclear physicist. You need a 9 of intelligence, but with it, radiation weapons do 50% more damage. But the real reason I picked it up, fusion cores last an extra 25% longer. And if we rank it up, as you can see, 50%, twice as long. A very useful perk if you plan to use power armor. And it's only 3 ranks, but still, 25% increase in their duration, then 50%, then double the time. Considering how quickly these things burn out, Oh, the Paladin's with me. Good on you, Bethesda, realizing that place would be pretty packed if we're still using our powered armor for the Paladin and any companion. So, you know, let us go up and they'll follow along as they need to. I did not mean to get out of my powered armor. I like how they've kept the division in the hairline, even though you can't see my ponytail, my twin tails rather. That's very kind of cool. Data, retrieve the deep range transmitter.
Sam. All right, check your quarters and keep it quiet.
I've searched all the SIMs. Where else could we find what we're looking for? Speed things along a bit. Hold on a second.
Warning. Fuel depleted. Engine core is offline.
Oh. I think that's supposed to be how we killed all these guys, that we turn on the engine. Oh well. Yeah, I'm thinking it's got to be around here. So we actually are supposed to be doing some platforming or something. Yeah, I think that's what we have to do. That we somehow have to get over there. We get out on the 3rd floor, and then we drop down to the 2nd floor. Yeah, that's it. Crap! That's what it was. Ooh. That's actually my second fat man. No, Codsworth. I've meant to bring it with us. Maybe not. Maybe there's an alternate. Maybe that was just an alternate way to get access to the password.
Going again. Going signal.
Oh. Our friend the Paladin turned one of these guys to ash, that's why.
Going up.
Let's move out. Well, that could be one smoother. Mission accomplished.
Rather, I thought we did fine.
That's unprepared more than once, which is unacceptable. However, your extra gun gave us the enemy. I'm certain I could
And hi, new people in the chat.
I thought we worked well as a team.
Agreed. It's a refreshing change to work with a civilian who follow orders properly. That being said, I believe we have two important matters to discuss. First and foremost, if you'll hand me the deep range transmitter, I'd like to compensate you for your assistance during this operation. I think you'll find this very useful. It's my own personal modification of the standard frontal laser. May it serve you well as that.
Righteous Authority. Critical shots do double damage, and the critical meter fills 15% faster. This is a unique named weapon. And if I recall correctly, even unique weapons can be modified. So it has a unique effect, but you can still modify it to your personal needs. Very nice.
So, you need to keep it?
This isn't the only weapon at my disposal. Brotherhood soldiers always carry a back. Now, as far as the second matter goes, I wanted to make you most. We had a lot thrown at us back there. Our op could have ended in disaster. You kept your cool and handled it like a soldier.
That's debatable.
You've got to continue. The way I see it, you've got a choice. You can spend the rest of your life wandering in the place, creating an extra hand for a hero. Or you can join and make your part. So, what do you say?
So, what would be expected of me if I joined?
You'd be under my command, and I'd expect you to follow orders. No more mercenaries. This is the real thing. You'd have access to advanced military, as well as your own personal nuclear power armor. You have the Brotherhood back, ready to spill its own blood to keep you alive. Offers to the man. We count on you.
I don't know.
That's a lot to take into consideration. It's a big decision. So I understand your hesitation. You decide you want to become one of us. You know where we are. Good luck.
Well, I think that was useful. Certainly got a lot out of that. But what I originally said when we started earlier today was that after completing our little sweep of Lexington, is that we were going to try some rather innovative ideas, at least I think so, for restoring Sanctuary. So, Sanctuary Hill. So I think what I'm going to do not ready to do that. And we still actually have to go to data. So we still actually have to make it back to the Corvega assembly plant. So before we do that, let's head back to the Red Rocket. Yes. I'm just going to dump all my junk in there for now. Do a quick check to see if there's anything I can upgrade in terms of my weapons and whatnot. I've got the Model C unlocked. Proves damage and energy resistance. Visually, the design doesn't change much, does it? It's just better at what it is. So here's what I am now. I can increase my damage resistance by 20 points and my energy resistance by 20 points. The weight goes up, the value goes up. No new paints, it looks like. Well, I have winterized, but still can't do any of these yet because I need science! Level 3. What do you guys think? Should I try the headlamp Voltfly? Why the hell not, shall we? I can put the red tactical on later if I want. Nothing really new there, is there? Ooh, look at that! I finally unlocked something new because I have Blacksmith, as you can see. So I can reduce action point cost for power attacks. Huh. Let's quickly repair everything. As you can see, I got my lights working in here as well. R. I need to still get the rest of the Raider power armor set before I start tinkering with it. Alright, where were we? Model B. Yeah, stick with the military paint. Probably makes the most sense. I know it's science! High enough for that. Nothing new here. And, yeah, reduce action point cost for power attack. There's not really any visual changes for this one, is there? Oh, reduces chance for addiction to drugs. Interesting. All of these 10mm pistols. Can I actually upgrade the... Nope. I need gun nut and science of rank 4 to turn it into a MERV. So that's kind of neat when you think about it. I can turn this into a MERV. Where's the one that he gave? Well, there's the junk jet. Let's see what we can do with the junk jet, shall we? Gunner sights, always useful on these big weapons. Electrification module. Adds electrical damage to projectiles. Adds fire damage to projectiles. We don't have the various skills needed for that. This is the one we got. The Righteous Authority. So, what can we do to the Righteous Authority to make it more personal? Improved range, adds burning damage, improved range. Improved damage, reduced ammo capacity. Superior critical shot damage, accuracy, and ammo capacity. Adds better burning damage, better range, and ammo capacity. Okay. Superior damage and range, worse recoil, poor ammo capacity, hip fire. Improved damage. So if the long barrel is its natural one, better range, damage, sighted accuracy, and recoil, reduced ammo, poor hip fire. And what do we got for the stock? Exceptional sighted. Let's go with that one. And what do we got here? So there's some interesting stuff on energy weapons, as you can see. Split beams and multiple projectors covering a wider area for accuracy and range. Better range, accuracy, and recoil. Superior recoil, reduced range. Let's go with the beam splitter. That'll make it kind of an interesting weapon. Yeah, so this is basically just a baton with shock added onto it, isn't it? What interesting things can we do to... That's an interesting upgrade. I have to admit, that's an interesting way to upgrade a tire iron. Ah. What can we do to the Institute stuff that we picked up? Adds better burning damage, better range, and ammo capacity. Okay. Why not? Yeah, it's just a basically Institute rifle, standard Institute rifle. Should be the same as... Yeah, sure, why not? Ah, so the Institute pistol also becomes the Institute rifle. I see how it works now. So by changing it to a full stock, it becomes a rifle instead of a pistol. Okay. I'm still horribly over encumbered though. So let me throw everything else back into here. sell them later on. Don't need to have multiple fat men. Especially if I don't have very many mini nukes, do I? Actually, I don't think I'm carrying around a mini nuke. I am. Now that would explain why I have so much weight issues. I'm carrying around 15 missiles. Yeah, I know. This particular episode just having audio problems. I'm actually having to play the audio in order for me to hear it through my speakers, so my camera is picking it up. Cool Valley. Missiles have no weight? Well, that doesn't explain my weight issues then, does it? Mini nukes have no weight? Wait, seriously? The mini nuke has no weight. The mini nuke has no weight. Alright, I guess. Apparently any ammo has no weight. Let's keep all but one of these shock batons. How much does this thing weigh? Pretty heavy. And I don't have a lot of ammo, but I still have some ammo for it. That's what I want to hang on to. Still horribly over-encumbered, but that should be easy enough to fix. Raider radar. A faded visor. Fashionable glasses. Don't need that. Don't need that. So fun fact, the storage here, let me finish my thought. So fun fact, the storage here in the Red Rocket is shared among all the stations in the Red Rocket. If you go to somewhere else that has a crafting station, the stuff you stored here won't be available there. But any one of the crafting stations at the Red Rocket, if I put something in here, it's shared amongst them all. The mods I have installed are mostly bat files. I've got a bat file which will add 1,000 of every item for crafting. I have a bat file to add 1,000 of every ammo type. I have a bat file that adds all perks. And I have a bat file that allows me to actually add experience because there isn't actually a default console command to add experience points. Do I have all the pieces I need for full Metal Gear? Metal Gear, yes. So... So I have a metal left leg and a metal right leg, so I don't need another metal left leg and metal right leg, but now I have metal arms, and I'm going to craft them up to add shadow and pocketed, which increase carrying capacity, and sneak. For the mods that I'm going to work once the modding tools are out to do it, primarily I want to add like a system like I had to my New Vegas power armor mod, which would allow you to basically, here's some slacks, interesting. Tuxedo, I might actually try that one on. I might hang on to that one as well, that looks kind of interesting. Okay, my weight's down below the minimum, good. So for the mods that I'm planning to make, I'm basically going to, I love the fact that my light sources are all mirror balls. I want to make a mod similar to my power armor Dre's Perks mod, which basically the intent is to make it so that, for one, you can craft any piece of equipment into something equivalent to powered armor. Power armor works quite a bit differently here, but I'd like to kind of recreate that same effect, as well as the ability to disguise yourself as different factions. Then I'll build an entire raider faction, so you can actually do raider missions. So, you can do a pacifist playthrough. Because you just put on raider armor, you disguise yourself as a raider, they think you're one of them, and you can do quests for the raiders. Okay, I've got my Duelist Shadowed right arm, which is actually legendary gear. That's what the star means. So I don't want to replace that. But I can have a metal left arm. And I can go with damage and energy resistance. Enameled, painted. No, we want to go with shadowed metal. Improved stealth in dark areas, damage and energy resistance are improved. Strength and reduces limb damage. No. And pocketed. Improved carrying capacity. If I go R, you see everything is in here. So it does shared storage. Store that. I can put that one away. That looks pretty good. If I put on the tuxedo, it removes all of my gear. Well, let's take a look. Here's the winter attire. Looks pretty nice. And let's look at the tuxedo. Now that actually looks pretty cool if I were going to do like a James Bondish character. Look at that. That actually looks pretty cool. Fortunately, it unequips all of my stuff like this. Yes, if you break things down via the table for crafting, it deletes those various items. I hope someone actually improves on the layering system, because while it's pretty cool, I mean, look at this. My right arm, which is technically, my right arm only covers the cuff, but it leaves the shoulder bare. So I should be able to put something on the shoulder, but there's no option to do that. All right, inventory. Perception and charisma, which I really don't need, in all honesty. Nor do I need, because I have 9 charisma. Don't need even that well, because I have 9 intelligence. Technically, I don't need that, but I just like the way it looks. No beverages. Can I roast anything? Grilled radstag. Just like with Skyrim, crafting earns you experience. Oh, fun fact, for those who don't know what the big advantage of having Cogsworth is, besides the fact that he has 2 main weapons. No, I just want to talk to Cogsworth. You talk to him? I don't know what the limit is, but he gives you purified water. That does sound like a cool idea to remove the legendary aspect, but the simple fact of the matter is, legendary items are just a regular item. I can still mod the legendary items and tweak them to have any specific mods I want. It's an extra effect on top of your normal modded effects. I mean, take a look at the legendary stuff I have right now. General Chow's Revenge. It's automatic effect. It does 50% more damage against robots, and it's a melee weapon, so I can't really upgrade it too much. But if we look at something like the Kneecapper, it was originally called the Kneecapper Pipe Pistol. I, modified it so it would be powerful, bolt action, did a bunch of other stuff. So I completely customized it to my needs. It just has the Kneecapper perk on top of it. Did the weapons workbench, I upgraded all of my armor to the shadow effect, upgraded my weapons. Haven't done the chemistry lab, have I? I shall make myself Psycho Jet and Psycho Buff. So they actually come in useful. And Buff Jet! As much Buff Jet as I can make. Ooh. Berry Mentat. Okay. I'll make some Berry Mentat. I can still make a ton of Molotovs, so I don't need to do that. Oh, you mean the one Lone Wanderer talked about, where there's a gun that has an infinite ammo capacity. Level up. Now, there's a few good things I should pick up. The question is, what? I saw the video on it. I haven't gone and picked it up yet. I do know what place he's talking about. I just haven't picked it up yet. It's in it's actually in an area we passed in our previous video. It's the college that was on the way towards where we met the Brotherhood. All right, getting distracted. So here's what I'm thinking of for this level, but they're all so good that I can't really pick one. So let me hear your thoughts. I can get the second level of nuclear physicist. The main advantage of this is fusion cores, for power armor, last 50% longer. I already got the first level, which made them last 25% longer. And of course, it made radiation weapons do 25% more damage. I'm more concerned about the advantages it gives to the main advantage of this is, of course, my power armor will last longer without running out of a charge. So upgrading that's good. The other one I was looking at, of course, I can't do science because I don't have high enough. My level isn't high enough. I can do gun nut, getting access to better gun mods. Armor would make better armor. I can't do blacksmith, so it looks like it's going to be armorer, gun nut, nuclear physicist, or lockpick. So let me know your thoughts, everyone. Shall I go for getting better armor mods, getting better gun mods, open expert lock, or longer lasting power armor? Or I could get this one. Because you lead by example, your companions do more damage and cannot hurt you. That's actually not a bad one to get if you have companions. The second ranking companions resist more damage in combat and can't be harmed by your attacks. And your companions can carry more items. So that's actually not a bad one. You think expert lockpick? Okay. You can also just get the next level of Black Widow. But unfortunately, I don't have the intimidation perk, so its advantage I don't have access to until I get my charisma up to 10. So I have to find that charisma bobblehead. Lockpicking. Expert locks. Because I know we left some locks behind. Now, with all these distractions out of the way, let's head back to Sanctuary Hills. Is this the right direction? Yes, it is. I had this rather interesting idea on how to set up a better defensive parameter around this place. Eventually I have to get up to master lockpicking, but it's a 4-rank system for lockpicking. There it is, yeah. So I can do expert lock. Next one is master lock. And the last one, so the next one is master lock, and then after that your bobby pins never break. So one more level and I'd be able to pick master lock, meaning we could get the cryo later, while the last one would mean my bobby pins would never break. Alright, so what I was thinking while I was watching Bro Duel's video where they were was it Bro Duel? No, it was Cam and Seb who were talking about what are their top 11 mods they'd like to see for Fallout 4. And one of them was an overhaul for the workshop system because it's all done in first person, which makes it really hard to do anything. But as they were showing it off and talking about it, it gave me this really interesting idea on how to keep all these wires from like dangling all over the place. So what I'm going to do, walls, roofs, prefabs, no. Where would it be? Fence? Maybe it's underneath wood. There it is. Yes, you can salvage pretty much all the buildings that are like, broken down, but I can actually go into I can go into the non-broken down building to salvage all the junk on the ground. So my basic idea is I'm going to build a rim around Sanctuary, and I'm going to put like my power towers and all that stuff on that. Even the generators will be on that, so everything will be elevated above, so there won't be wires dangling down. And let's see, what would be a good position to put this? I was actually kind of hoping, oh, there we go. So, to be honest, that's actually not a bad design either. Where are floors? There we go. This thing is always so finicky to try and get it. E to select, and E to select, and so see how this elevates all the wires up? There's a console command for wood. I just don't know it off the top of my head. There's a console command to add pretty much anything you want. Bring it over here. Ow. Can't rotate this, can I? Kind of thinking it'd be kind of cool to put it upside down, but I don't think I can rotate it. You kind of see what I'm planning here, right, guys? It's certainly a different kind of idea, but I think it'll work pretty well. This is so finicky to deal with. It's a great idea. It's a little bit hard to implement. I do love the fact that there's no Havoc engine that's in play, so this all won't fall down once I leave construction mode. But it does mean that this entire structure, with all the heavy stuff on top of it, is suspended by a single bridge. I'll put some not unnecessary struts in later, but for now, let's continue building out our system here. I could use this one. That would work. I have to go back through and replace a few of these, but good enough. There we go. Close enough. Whoa. And that's the end of the building area. That's what that green box means. I can't build beyond there. And get one more in place? I can, good. We just perimeter the entire town then. This is still going to be kind of tricky to do. Sure, why not? Can we not fall down? Thank you. Oh, I'm out of wood. That's easy enough to fix. There we go. I don't think so, because you're automatically put into first person mode. Suppose I can try it. Toggle clipping. That's working. I guess that's working. I'm not falling. Just sort of the key point. I was outside of the build area for too long. You can see how much easier this is with no clipping. This is worlds easier. This is going to be annoying. I'm trying to get to snap to this thing, but it just doesn't want to. I suppose we can do this. Still can't find someplace I can put that. I suppose that's actually a good enough start, isn't it? We'll actually need this one, I wonder. Let's see if I can make this a little bit easier to keep from falling off. Really, it does not want to go there. Interesting. It has no problem going here. But it does not want to go there. Interesting. Kind of finicky where some of these things go, isn't it? There we go. Now I won't fall off as easily. So if I select that, I can unselect it, hit tab to store the wire. Then I can attach a wire there. That powers the house. That's my spotlight. So I got a spotlight and a laser turret here. That's a large generator. That's a large generator over there. That's a large generator over there. The shotgun turret requires power. Heavy laser turret. I don't have rank 3, do I? I definitely want to get gun nut level 3, because look at that one. Missile turret. Oh, mercy. Alright, let's put a shotgun turret in. See, those ones you have to man, if I understand correctly. The ones that require power are self-sustaining. Connect, damn it. Fine, connect to that. Now, of course, they need more power, of course. But that shouldn't be a problem. So that connects that to the power over here. And we need to connect this to the power up here. And there we go. I think we've got a pretty good defensive system up now. What do you think? Kind of an interesting idea, isn't it? I suppose an easy way of testing it is to do this. That won't work. Maybe I'll have to do a place at me command. Let's say help Raider 0. NPC Raider. Okay, let's try this. Player dot place at me FF0023D9 3. Why are they not taking damage, though? that's what it was. It was some weird bug with clipping. Alright then. So let's try this then, shall we? Player dot place at me 30.
First mistake, last time.
Alrighty. That seemed to work. Could even handle 30 raiders. Well then, logically, we take it up a notch. This I'm going to regret.
Someone's out there.
Well, it's a good thing I got God mode, because this is gonna hurt.
Come on, girl.
Were they taken out? Oh, I have to actually repair them. So they actually get damaged when you repair them in base builder mode. I mean, it's unlikely 300 raiders are going to attack at once, but still. And it looks like it doesn't cost any resources to repair it. they don't have power, isn't it? Yeah. But I mean, that's why we did this, is to figure out all the nuances. Well, the game apparently didn't like me doing that. Well, I suppose leaving a 300 guy fight might be a bit too much of a script killer, even in a not very modded game. Yeah, like I said, the idea was to try and get everything off the ground so it's not like all kind of in your face and whatnot. So, you know, it's a work in progress. So far, Sanctuary Hills hasn't been raided once, and I'm just trying to figure out a good setup that looks and works well. But I think the idea is sound. You know, build a, what would be the word, a defensive wall, I guess? I mean, there's certainly stuff I could do. I could build walls around the generators as well. Like build an entire second level, like with walls and everything. That's actually not a bad idea to try right now. Just like a basic thing, like can I put like a window pane in front of the defensive line? Auto God mode. Crap. There we go. Alright, so let's see here. Guess wood. Like this? Will this work? And I put like this here. And let me put any sort of walls in here. Auto clipping. doesn't look like it. Whoops. Can I do something like this? So they have a little bit of play on each side. A prefab over the gen, well, that also replaces the floor, and that's just going to be kind of funky to deal with, so I don't want to work with the prefab because of that reason. Yep, that'll do it. So that's trace of back wall, so if they manage to get through, they can't actually grenade it from behind. And that's going over the edge, so I actually can't put one there. Without moving that. Obviously, I don't want to blast the actual turret. But I could do something interesting like this. And like build an entryway beneath it. That should work there. That works there. That works there. That works there. And I'm trying to see if I can actually find it somewhere around here. How far back can I put you? So that should give some protection to that generator. Now, let's see, here. And we put like a doorway over this one, which should make that generator a bit harder to... Let me actually move, select this thing. Like if you need to get into the generator, you can do it through there. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking is putting the sandbag. Let's want to try and get to these things. Oh, I apparently can't get to them anymore. Alright. And what is it? Defense. Guard post. Not really, no. Turret, no. Trap. Tesla arc. Radiation emitter. Flamethrower trap. There's an interesting one. Where would it be? Not decorations, not power. Crafting, no. Resources, defense, power. Decorations? Not seeing anything. Floor coverings? No. Furniture? Miscellaneous? doesn't seem to want to let me using that one. Can't seem to put down these types of fences either. Oh, there we go. There's something. That doesn't seem like it would work. I need something pretty short. Doors? No. There's an idea. Yeah, I need something with holes in it, but will still offer some manner of protection. And I don't seem to have sandbags. Is something interesting in roofs I can work with? That would work. Yeah, I know what sandbags are, I just can't seem to find them in any section I've searched. I think this could work. Has it just low enough that the turret head should have no problem. Getting a target lock. Now let's see. Is there any sort of roofing that has like an overhang I can use? This one might be a good choice for roofing. Interestingly, I can't seem to find any of them that want to lock to this. Could try a different type of floor. I think it's collision causing some weird glitching. Yeah, it's like that. That's what it was. This should also keep grenades that come flying from the top from being a problem. Certainly the base building mechanic has some nuances, doesn't it? Where? That's right. If I want to link up with that one, that's fine. Boy. There we go. This is still kind of clunky to deal with. Come on. Map already. Well, I mean, that should help, right? Am I going to be able to link that up? I don't think so. Maybe I can use the other one then. There we go. That doesn't want to link up for some reason. Well, still pretty good. It may not be perfect, but it's still pretty good. Yeah, it's not too bad. Alright. Let's try it again. Health. Raider 0. Player dot place, that's me, for A, F283. Why does this not have power? Weird, that one did not have power. We need to reposition them a bit, but let us see. Get off of this. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Move them closer to the fence. They weren't really doing the all kill that they were doing before. There we go. I suspect that the fence, as tall as it is, I might need to make it a little bit, I might need to put them on some type of platform to elevate them a bit higher. But, we'll see, I guess. No, they seem to be working once they get a little bit closer. No, I definitely think they need to be a little bit higher. this work, I wonder? Can I do... Then can I... Put it on top of... Yeah, nope. Storage chest, there's an idea. Containers, containers, containers. No. What would work? I had a good system, but they got damaged way too easily, so we gotta figure out decorations, floor coverings, some way to elevate them. Ignore it. Let's try something else, shall we? So they did kill them. They didn't have any problem killing them. So let's try 30. They do seem to be working. I mean, they took care of them all. They took care of them all. They didn't get past the barricade. I think that's a pretty good sign that it worked. how damaged is everything? Power's still at 50. Even with 30 of them, none of this row needs repairs. Yeah, none of them look like they're damaged and need repairs. That seems to have worked. Whew. So let's see about adding some of those traps and see what we can do there. And if I happen to manage to get towards the gate, and of course these need power. And let's see if that little thing I did before will work. We need these type of conduits, so I'm going to put them above. And we'll go with attach wire. It's not getting power. Plus, with the guns close together, it's not a bad idea. So I got a conduit up here. Put one up here as well. Now, can't do it way over here. But what if I were to put one not one of these, but one of these here? Could I then connect a wire from here to here. Alright, well, can I connect a wire from here to here? I might just be trying to go too far. We'll put a conduit like here. Select the damn thing. So that's connected to that. Actually, looks like I didn't need to. So that, doing its job. This just needs a power conduit to bring it over to, presumably there. Too far for that one, but can I do something like this? And then connect that to that. There, that raises that connection there, and from here, up, can I connect that up to here? I can. So these things are now working, they've got power. Let's see, what's a good way of getting this to work? So those are all armed. and should destroy anyone who comes charging down here. We should have more than enough power for everything at the moment. But just because we can, we'll try to see if we can put another generator in here. Doesn't look like I can. Except for maybe if I use a medium generator instead. Just for a little bit extra power. There, now we got a little bit more power. I don't think so. So as you can see, they're not going off right now. That looks better. Alright, now let's see here. Can I move you closer? I can. Can I move you closer? And let's see. Put that there. Good. There. Now they're all clustered together. Why can't I select this one? There we go. I really want to get my gun nut up to 3 because look at that missile turret and heavy laser turret. That's going to be interesting to do. Codsworth, I'd prefer it if you waited over here.
Hey. Wait there.
My decision.
Thank you, Codsworth. Alright, so start with 30.
First mistake.
Why are the straps not going off? So apparently the traps are good for one use only. Doesn't seem to be doing as well as it did last time, did it? Well, I see why, too. They took out this one, which then sealed the power connection to everything else. Because I was trying to clean up my power connectors. If they kill one of these, it kills power to the other one. So what I need to do is make sure each one is independently powered. Because once they lose power, anything connected to them also loses power. I should be able to do that with connectors. What is up with you? Why are you broken to start? Do traps just fire once? Is that it or something? Yeah, so it looks like for this, I'm going to have to... This needs to be repaired, doesn't it? Yeah. One shot and it's spent. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about... I can do this one with... Alright, so you're thinking about these, which don't require power. But they basically require a gunner. Alright, so for these... So what I need to do when I chain these together, I don't think these can actually take damage. I could be wrong, but I don't think these can be blown up. So now they're each individually powered, getting their main power from the conduit here. Probably went overkill on the other one. I don't need that many conduits. But it won't hurt. Select the damn wire. Why can't I select the wire? Screw it. What the heck is this one going to? There, now there should be a better setup there.
I fucking shit.
Apparently they don't need to be manned. Those are non-powered turrets. I was wrong. Those turrets don't need to be manned. Which means they're probably a better option up here. Yes, have any of these actually taken any damage? Nope. 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 So now I've got an idea on how to give these things some better defenses. Well then. Time for the big test then, shall we? Let's just do 100. Yeah, I mean, 100, they're kind of getting stuck on the bridge, aren't they? At least I'm not facing the same type of lag, am I? $50 probably is about the top end you should expect from a raid, I suppose. But that said, these 3 turrets, since I now know that they are not manned, I'm going to put a few of them up here. See what type of carnage we can unleash with heavy machine gun turrets up here, supporting the other turrets. Actually, can I? That's not a bad idea. Doesn't look like I can put them on the roof. However, yeah, they're a bit far back. I need to put them over here. However, since they don't need power, jump, damn it, I should be able to do something else with them. Just throw them everywhere. I mean, who needs traps when I can do this? Alright, let's see how this crazy thing works. Just a ton of machine guns everywhere. I may end up replacing all the powered ones with those since I don't have to worry about powering them, but... Alright. Do a full save. And start off right off the bat with 50. Hey, CSC does work. I don't need collision mode. I can toggle free camera. They're friendly raiders now. That's weird. Yep, now they've gone aggressive. Shall we go for 100? Why don't I put them right in the center of all the chaos? What do you think? Should I go for 100? I'm gonna go for 100. Imagine how crazy it's going to be once I have missile turrets. Nothing that needs to be repaired. So none of them are taking enough damage to need repairing. These all seem to be doing fine. Ah, I see. They actually have a charge on these ones. You can see they're going green to yellow to red. That must be like their detection rating. Like this is cautious. This is not detecting anything that needs to attack. Yeah, the AI is struggling to figure out who to kill first. Well, this is certainly a learning experience. I mean, I could certainly tear this entire thing down and put prefabs up, and then put, like, turrets on top of the prefabs. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, it gets to the point where the AI literally stops aggroing. Like, look, the raiders, I have to get closer to them for them to all see me and then start going crazy. So look, they're like all in blue. However, not a single raider's actually gotten into the town. I may need to put a few defenses around these edges here. You get a couple of stragglers coming in through the edges. Poor game does not know what to do. But they're all blue now. I literally killed so many raiders that they're like, you know what? Let's leave this town alone. And the second one of them goes red, all of the defenses target them. Hello. Hello. think our new defenses are a success. I'll just have to tinker with them and improve them a bit more. But I think we can conclude that we've come up with a good defensive system. Oh, mercy. Mercy, mercy, mercy. Are there any of these guys left? Look at all them bodies. All damn bodies. And I'm actually still getting pretty good frame rates despite all the dead bodies. So Bethesda actually managed to optimize their game pretty well. Look at all them dead bodies. So if I tried to do this in Skyrim, you know Skyrim would crash. But here, did a pretty good job. It handled it all. I mean, we've got to have, what, 200 here? We did 50, 50, and then 100? We've got about 200 corpses lining the ground. Also love the fact that I don't need a mod to change the color of my Pip-Boy. Mercy me. I thought he had legendary gear. No, those are just pluses. Salt gas mask plus. Alright. Well, I think we'll end this stream I forgot what number we're on, honestly, here. And then I'll pick back up in a couple of minutes with the previous save, and then we'll go back to exploring and all that fun stuff.